Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I say good morning because it's literally like 8 minutes past like midnight, and I should have been in bed like maybe an hour and a half ago, but nah, I just felt like I couldn't really hold out on this much longer. Is that um I know I've probably like tried to like keep a lot of about my working life and stuff like that, and how ever since I got like my new job like 10 months ago, I would have nearly been in my new place for nearly a whole year now. That's like, where does the time go, eh? But it's not been it. There've been good days, there've been bad days. It's just the way it is. But currently, where I'm at right now is that even the things I'm trying to like do better in and trying to develop the skills that I actually like I have some degree of skill in and all the rest of that stuff. I don't know if it's just because it's a slow process or whether or not I'm just not working fast enough, or I don't know what to do when the things are finished, or what exactly is like what's going to happen if things just simply don't work out for the best. But again, I'm trying to like work out a little bit about exactly like what is it do I really want? Like at this moment, what do I really want? Well, what I really want at this moment in time is that I want to feel like a human being again. I want to feel like somebody who is not necessarily not taken for granted. I want to feel like somebody who's not taken for granted, somebody who is met with a civil obedience and a level of like dignity, I suppose you could say. I feel like it's ever since I started this new job, I feel like that's the sort of thing that's just straight up missing. I feel as if like I'm just going about things feeling as though there's something missing out of all this, and I feel like no amount of humiliation can possibly outdo a man's level of self-respect, and I've had issues with self-respect all my life. I'm absolutely not going to make a lie about that, because when it comes to things that I care about and the things that I want to be better at, it's all looked upon as though it's just it's a giant hand wave to some people, because it makes no difference to them and it's not important. And I'm running out of ideas about how I'm meant to reach out to people who are interested, if even they are even willing to listen, because I just I feel like this is just it's still not natural, all this. I really don't. I don't think there's much natural going on right now, and I don't think it's natural to feel uh, in this situation. I think it's very abnormal to feel this. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? It feels unnormal. It feels very unnormal to feel this. Um, uh, Not put up. No, not put upon. That's not quite. Let me see if I can. Administered. Is that? Yeah. I don't know why. It feels at this point in my life. I feel like I'd very administered, as though. I mean, again, I would still say I'm probably better off than maybe quite a number of people. I make no doubt about that. But I feel as if like this being where I am right now it's not getting me anywhere. Trying to like this job I'm at is not getting me anywhere. Trying to just the things I've tried to do in the past to be in a better position have gotten me absolutely nowhere. Am I just crap at what I do? Am I just useless at what I do? Or is again, what exactly at this point am I waiting out for? Because I've tried to reach out to people, it doesn't work. I've tried to reach out to people for support, they don't want to know. That's the thing I'm getting from this, is that they don't want to know. And even if I wanted to go one further and just straight up actually, I don't know, sort out professional help, or I still feel as if like that's just going to be, you know, they'll put me on like medication or something like that and say, there you are, take these, now get back to work. That's the thing about this, is that it's just as much to get me still working for somebody else as much as possible. That's the end result, I feel like, if this sort of thing continues the way it is. What I want, again, more than anything, is, well, again, to feel as if, like, you know, these sorts of things shouldn't be like taken for granted and stuff like that. But also, I just want something that I could not work so much for the sake of working, but work in which I could enjoy the benefit. I wish we could all be in a very similar situation, but you know what? I write stories, I write scripts, I write articles, I write ideas for like games, and ideas for comic books, and all everything else in between. I just kind of want people to see it. I want people to actually talk about the stuff I do. That's what I want. I just want, like, to feel as if like people did care about what I did. And at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, and as bad as it is to say, and I feel like that there's nobody out there who cares about what I do. And that, again, even in this current situation with this, you could say this government it's not really anything to do with that, but this is the thing that, like, austerity and, like, recession and depression, all of this sort of boils down to, is that you're basically trying to almost push working people to their breaking point. And again, even as bad as things are, I'm probably much better off than many other people. You know, people who've suffered from things like, you know, racial abuse, sexual abuse, people who are discriminated for their sex, for their orientation, for the colour of their skin. You know, there's loads of people who go through worse things than I do, but again, as bad as it sounds, again, that's their problem, and it's not really, no, problem's not the right word, that's not being very fair, but the onus is on, again, I've got to think about myself in this sort of thing, and that's kind of a hard thing I've always tried to, like, not admit it to, because being selfish is not exactly looked upon as a great quality to have, but everybody looks towards people to be selfless. That's what people expect. So when people do actually act selfless, everybody just sort of, like, doesn't really care about that either, because they don't see that as important, because with what's going on in the world right now, nobody expects or demands or even respects people who are, you know, are selfless or anything like that. That's, again, and that's another thing that this government, I will say, has this sort of the mentally trickling effect, is because whether or not this government wants to admit it or not, the only way in which they could even provoke the idea of leaving the Court of Human Rights is by hosting a referendum. This government will not want to do that, because just like with Liz Truss, just like with Rishi Sunak, they'd rather just elect people of their own accord and basically cut out millions of the British population out of the loop as possible. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because they can do that, and they if they can get away with that's all that matters to them. Now, why did I suggest the idea of, like, doing a referendum idea? Is because, well, another reason why they won't want to do it is because if you put the question if you put it to the vote, then you're going to be putting other things to the public as well. Now it's up to our decision, and this is all just to send at least 300 people off to Rwanda. Is that, do the ends justify the means? And also about all the other sorts of limitations and rights that will be taken away from us, just like what happened with the Brexit referendum. Is that I think people need to actively understand and know exactly what's going to be taken away from us if they have it their way. And this government's had it their way for 14 years. I ask the question again: is that good enough for us? Is that what you really want? Because because supposing we did leave the Court of Human Rights, in about 3 years' time, this government will turn around after 2 more prime ministers come and go. They'll be asking the question: do we even need to have a vote at all? I put that question to you, ladies and gentlemen: is that what else are they planning to do to just justify their means, to justify whatever crazy wildcat schemes they can do, as opposed to just, paying their taxes and actually trying to integrate people into society? They won't do that, but it's the damn sight easier solution to the problems they make, outside of the other things where we have to bail out a $1 billion corporation. Why on earth have I got to pay for somebody else's mistakes, especially for people? Why does somebody like I, a working class man, have to bail out a multi-billion-dollar corporation's problems? Why is that onus on me? Well, again, that's just part of the problem we face, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the sort of thing that becomes draining to a person's mental health. And I wouldn't like to imagine what would happen if, things were even more dire, or if I had the capability of becoming more and more selfish, because I don't want to be more selfish. But I want people to understand, as though I'm still here as well. My problems still matter, and that the things that I care about matter, and the things that I'm good at matter, and the things that I do matter. I know people don't think they are, but they are to me. So yeah, that's just that's kind of really all I wanted to say. And no amount of telling me that I'm woke, or that I look like a commie, or just straight up saying that everything I believe in is wrong because I vote for Labour or anything. You think, what sort of response is that? What exactly does that solve? And I swear to God, I will actually just... I don't know what I'll do, honestly. But I know it feels like something's got to change, and there's no other thing for it, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to do it myself. So that's another thing as well, is that when it comes to change and stuff like that, and I know fine well I'm perfectly capable of that, but I don't know what it is. I feel like, once again, it's just the onus is on me to do just about to do it, even when even if I was at my absolute lowest, it would still be on me to make things better. Which is inevitable, unfortunately. It's just, time and place and stuff like that. But with that being said, enjoy the rest of your days, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to do what I can to try and make things better, because things are not better at this moment, and I don't know how long this could go on for. I don't think it's going to go on for much longer, but something's got to change. It's as simple as that. Yeah, okay.